Okay, so now we're gonna start selecting. I got rid of the grid by pressing here, so it's not there anymore. What I'm gonna do now is actually place it in the shading option X-ray, so I can see a little bit of what's behind, and start actually deleting the face that corresponds with the top of the branches and connecting vertex by moving them point to point. So let's do that. Right click face, select face, delete, right click vertex, select the vertex and move, which is W, and by pressing V, as you can see, this guy's tilting. We can press V and move from this point to this point in snaps. From point to point we select the point, V and move. Select the point, V and move. Press F so we actually zoom selection, select the vertex, V and move. Now we actually can select the vertex and go to edit mesh and merge. Make sure that the option of threshold is within 0.01, so we apply, and now what is happening to prove that it's actually has been merged, we can actually click on a vertex, W to move, and it's only one vertex. Or we can press object mode, right clicking, and 1, and we see that it's actually relaxed in a correct way, Okay, so let's go to 1 again and right click faces and start doing for 3 options, and then you guys can do it for all of them. I'll pause the video to work it out and start the next tutorial with all of them made. Here we can actually come inside because it's difficult to select the face, delete, right click vertex, select V, connect, select V, connect, select V, connect, select V, connect. Let's make sure we can actually select now the vertex, right click, this is the shortcut for merge, and we merge. Now if we press 3, it's actually relaxed, as you can see. 1 again, and let's go to the last one, which is this one. If we get lost, we can always select a couple of vertices and press F so we can zoom there. Let's delete this face, for example. Right click, face, select face, delete. Right click, vertex, we select vertex. By pressing V, first W, V, move from point to point. I rotate, select the vertex, V, point, V, point, V, point. Select all the vertex, right click while pressing shift, vertex, vertex, merge. Press 3, it should be all quite relaxed. Let's get rid of the shading so we can see it. And there we go. Right click, object mode, and that's what we're doing. We have done it with 1, and we'll see afterwards how to trick it. I'll press the pause and I'll do all the other branches. So I expect you guys to do the same. Okay, so now I have actually finished different options for, let me get rid of the X-ray, for all the columns, and they all have this interesting shape. So yeah, it would be a matter of now reshaping a little bit each of them depending on how we want to. And the way to do is basically insert a number of edge loops. We can always right click on the object, right click while pressing shift and say insert edge loop, and as you can see, if we press on some of them, we're capable of shaping a little bit the shape of the columns, not only in the top part but sometimes like in the bottom, so it kind of has a more like interesting shape there. We can do it differently for each of them just by pressing 1 in this one, for example, to see the difference. And here we don't press any of them. We can also go to object mode, Q, select the object, right click vertex and select this vertex from some of them and move them vertically so you can see how differently they actually generate a base depending on where that is located, in that sense, uh, it's very powerful. We can also select this vertex and just taking it down and kind of do the opposite, like kind of insert it into the floor. Um, I think we can also like somehow select this vertex and press R and make some of them thicker if we wanted to, for whatever reason, or if we wanted to actually create a thickness in the base and get back to that, because it's actually not that nice. To make it thin in the top, we can create this one thinner, for example, and we can do something different here as well, such as creating this detail of entering here and moving it by pressing W to the top, so it has that nice detail. We can also right click object mode, select the object, and again insert edge loops to shape a little bit these curves by clicking and dragging inside. There we go. There we go. And that will shape totally that morphology there of how the column is touching. Could do that, or we can just maintain it like that, or selecting Q, select the object, vertex, and select this vertex, for example, and W to move them, make it more relaxed in a different way. There's many potentials in terms of creating different morphologies here. I encourage you guys to actually explore some of them. The next tutorial is going to be more of rendering this thing, and well, first of all, actually creating the holes here and then rendering. Okay, on and